I'm Christopher Asaro, president of Holt Construction. I'm proud to announce that the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, in partnership with American Airlines, URW Airports, has announced a $125 million commercial redevelopment of JFK's Terminal 8. As the project's construction partner, Holt Construction is pleased to partner with URW to introduce our new information and technical assistance program designed to connect you to opportunities available across the 24-month redevelopment of Terminal 8, all part of the Port Authority's $19 billion airport redevelopment program that is transforming New York's airport system. Working with our partners at the Port Authority, American Airlines, URW, and Phoenix Infrastructure, we have designed a special series of programs that will help you learn more about the project, the business and contracting opportunities that are right for your company, and how your business can participate. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to partnering together.
Hi, and welcome to today's session on what to do if you didn't successfully pre-qualify with Holt. Getting pre-qualified is the key to obtaining work, whether in Terminal 8 or on other projects. But what happens if you didn't get pre-qualified? This session will provide you with a roadmap for the next steps. The Holt Construction team will go over common reasons why you may not have gotten pre-qualified and what steps you can take to adjust your pre-qualification documents so you are able to get pre-qualified.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rondash, Director of Business Operations and Performance at Holt.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm Senior Contract Administrator at Holt.
Thank you both for joining us. So let's start. Jessica, what are the benefits of getting pre-qualified for a construction project? And how will doing so help companies get access to work on the Terminal 8 project specifically?
So the benefit in general of getting pre-qualified is that a company knows that you're able to work on their projects, that you meet all their requirements. The project management teams know you've been vetted by all the legal and safety and other departments at a company. For Holt Construction, if you pre-qualify with us, whether it's on this Terminal 8 project or any other project, that means you're free to work on any other projects with us. So if you pre-qualify with us for the first time on Terminal 8, that means you can also bid on projects across all our other business units as well. For other general contractors that are going to be working on the Terminal 8 project, they'll ask you to pre-qualify individually as well. But again, if you pre-qualify for one project, you'll be able to access all the other projects with that contractor.
Thank you. Danielle, what are the most common challenges companies face when trying to get pre-qualified?
I would say the biggest challenge companies face is really the administrative effort that it takes to complete the pre-qualification application. It really requires a lot of documentation from different parts of your company. So we review legal information, insurance information, financials, and safety. And so while it does require a sort of larger upfront administrative effort, we definitely think that it's worth getting all of that gathered to start with.
Jessica, what are the most common reasons for companies that do not get pre-qualified? For example, any type of deficiencies or any incomplete information that they may have missed to submit. Can you further elaborate on some of those reasons?
Sure. So the most common reasons companies don't end up getting pre-qualified is, like you said, incomplete information. Now, when you fill out the pre-qual the first time, do it to the best of your ability. We'll send it back to you with any revisions or if we need clarification or more information. But the most common reason people end up getting rejected is when we send it back multiple times, have multiple conversations with them, and they're still not uploading all of the information. So sometimes there'll be reasons you don't have something, like we ask for an EMR, but if your company is under 10 people, you might not have that. That's totally fine. You can put an explanation with that. The most common issues, though, is somebody not giving us all of their legal issues that they're going through. Again, you wouldn't get rejected just for having legal issues, but not for being forthcoming about it. So that's the most common reason we see. Other reasons would be if there are a lot of legal issues that your company is involved in over the course of a period of time, and then also if you have severe financial issues. But most of the time, we're willing to work with anyone. It's just the not getting all the upfront information that becomes a problem.
So basically submit everything.
Yes.
Danielle, will not being pre-qualified prevent contractors and subcontractors from obtaining work? If a company is rejected the first time and they try to pre-qualify again, can they get feedback as to why they were rejected and go through the process again?
In general, not being pre-qualified isn't going to prevent a subcontractor from winning a job. However, even if you do bid and win a job, we're still going to ask that you pre-qualify, even if you might have been rejected before. So we're still going to require you to complete that application and answer any questions that maybe were missing or any reasons that you might have been rejected before, adding additional information so we can get you over that finish line. We will always notify you if you're rejected. We want to be very forthcoming with anything that's missing or might be reason to not pre-qualify you on the first round. So we'll always let you know.
And they can contact us if they need guidance or assistance or any type of feedback as well, correct?
Absolutely. You can always reach out to contracts@holtcc.com and we'll give you answers to any of your questions.
Okay. Jessica, what system do you have in place to help a subcontractor understand where the pre-qualification application is deficient?
So when you get an application back from us in Building Connected, we send it back to you for revisions. It'll be specifically tagged in each section what we need from you. If it's more legal information, another set of financials, some clarification on, financial issues or anything like that. So we'll send it back with that specific information. You can also reach out to contracts like Danielle mentioned, and we can go through with you exactly what you're missing, kind of help you along the way, give you some, sample safety HASP if you need something like that. So we'll call it out in the application when we send it back to you, and then we can also have a separate conversation with you as well.
Danielle, what are some tips to reducing the chances of getting rejected?
The biggest tip I can give you is to fill out the application as completely and succinctly as possible, as much information as you can give us. If you think a section of the application doesn't apply to you or your scope of work, we still ask that you upload a Word document that explains why you think this doesn't apply, or any information on that question you can give us is better than leaving it blank or just putting not applicable. We want a health and safety plan, having an awareness of what we're asking for in the application and gathering those materials beforehand will help you complete the application. As always, you can reach out to us in contracts. We can provide you examples of things that we're looking for if you're unclear, and we can really walk you through the application every step of the way and make it as easy as possible for you.
Jessica, is there an option to get a small project to build up a relationship with Holt?
So the answer to that is yes. So when you were filling out your pre-qual, if you are maybe a smaller subcontractor, you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe your financials are a little smaller than, some of our bigger subcontractors, what we'll do is we will qualify you, but we'll put a top limit of the value of the subcontract you can get, and then we'll let our project management team know. So this way you can start off with maybe a smaller amount. We could break off a piece of a bigger package or give you a smaller project, so you can start to build up that relationship with our project managers. We can get to know you and see how you perform, and then eventually give you larger work.
What about partnering up with prime subs for specific trades? Can we help them with that as well?
Yes. So if you are the same trade as maybe a larger subcontractor, given, let's say, the T8 project, we can pair you up with a larger, let's say, electrical subcontractor, and you can do a smaller piece of their work. So you can kind of get that experience of working with the larger subcontract, working on our job sites, and sort of getting the flow of how all that works.
That's great to hear. Danielle, if I want to work with a prime subcontractor to get some experience, do I need to be pre-qualified with Holt specifically?
To work with Holt on one of our jobs, you do have to be pre-qualified with our company, and other contractors might have their own pre-qualification process.
So if they want to partner up with one of our subs, correct? They don't necessarily have to be pre-qualified with us if they want to work with that specific prime MEP sub, correct?
Thanks for clarifying. No.
Jessica, what are some things that a subcontractor can do to increase their chances of getting pre-qualified?
So this really goes back to what Danielle mentioned in the tips about just being as thorough as possible. So submit as much information as you can. If there are some issues that you want to explain, submit an explanation of it. If there's some legal issues when you submit your legal log and you want to add extra explanation on there, go ahead and submit a document so we know some other things that are going on. If there's something in your financials, 2020 during COVID, obviously a lot of people had some issues there. If you want to submit an explanation, just so we can get a good idea of what's going on, because once you're on our job site, we want you to succeed.
Just to piggyback on that, a couple of extra tips. We're going to ask for a health and safety plan. If you're a smaller company that doesn't have that, there are examples of that online that you can adopt and review and edit to be your own safety plan. We can help you with that. We also ask for CPA certified financial statements. You guys can start working on that before you start your application and have those prepared before you apply.
And then also, I just want to add on to that as well. Just be truthful. We are not going to disqualify you because you have some legal issues. We will disqualify you if you're lying about those issues. So give us everything you got. Be honest. Be as honest as you possibly can. And we're going to take all of that into account.
So biggest takeaway on today's session is submit everything. Don't leave anything blank and just be as honest as you can.
Yes.
Well, it was a great session. Thank you both for being panelists. Now let's move on to our live Q&A. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining our session today. So we have a couple of questions that we'll answer here in our live Q&A. First question that we've received is, if I have questions while I'm filling out the pre-qualification application, is there someone at Holt who can work with me to get it filled out? Danielle, I think this one's for you.
Yes, so that would be me and my colleague Daniel. Daniel works full-time on pre-qualification applications, and we are always here and available to answer any questions. You can reach us at contracts@holtcc.com. Don't hesitate to reach out.
And then another question for you, Danielle. If there is a question on the pre-qual app, and they don't have an answer to it, what should they do? Is there a space that, provides explanation, or should they just send a separate email with those explanations?
So the application won't actually allow you to submit it unless every question is answered with something. So if something doesn't apply, we advise that you create a Word document and provide a little explanation as to why you don't think that applies or why you don't have that, and then upload that. Please include as much information as possible on that document, which will allow our reviewers to not have follow-up questions for you.
Thank you. Jessica, if a company pre-qualified with Holt specifically a few years ago, but there's been some changes within their companies, do they need to redo the application, or can they just make the edits to their current application?
So the only time you can edit the application is when it is in the process of us either, sending it out to you initially, or if we're asking you to revise it or re-up your certification with us, which we do every 2 years. For that, if there's a big change, I would just advise emailing the contracts department, letting them know, so we can update it in our system. And then when you pre-qualify with us every 2 years, you can put that information in your application.
Okay, perfect. Next question we have is, someone wants a project manager contact. So if you're interested in bidding on the scope of work for the URW program, you will need to reach out to that info T8 at rfwconsultants.com email. Specifically put in what your company does, the scope, any capability statements you may have. They can get in touch with us on the correct portion of work that you're interested in. So just reach out to them noting that you're interested, then they'll reach out to us. We have a company that's been pre-qualified with Holt Construction, and they bid on 2 projects before with Holt. How do they get the invitation for the JFK T8 projects?
I will take that. So as long as you've emailed the info T8 at RFW Consultants, you'll get on our list. And then when we go out to bid, we're gonna make sure we include everyone that's pre-qualified or showed interest in this project, as long as it's within the scope of work that we have on this project.
Someone asked, who should I ask why we are not getting bidded on bidding invitations? So unless you're pre-qualified with Holt specific to Holt work for this project, you will not be added on the bid list if you're not pre-qualified with us. If you are pre-qualified and you haven't received a bid package yet, just reach out to us to make sure that we've added you to the bidding list, just to make sure that we have you covered and we can resend it over to you. The other question is if something doesn't apply to my company on the pre-qual package, what should I do? Should I just put NA? Should I upload a document or a letter saying NA not applicable? Danielle, you want to take that one?
No, it looked like
Upload
Danielle. Oh, good. Sorry, Danielle. It looked like you froze. Go ahead, though.
Sorry. Yes, so you'll want to upload a document that says not applicable with as much of an explanation as possible. If you're starting to run into several questions on the application that don't apply to you, you can reach out to us at contracts@holtcc.com, because we do have different applications for different businesses. So we'll want to just double check and make sure that you're working off of the right application.
So that's the last of our questions. Any other questions that the audience may have, just reach out to that info T8 email. They'll send it over to us and we'll work with you guys to answer any questions you may have. If you are interested in pre-qualifying with us for the Holt specific work, just let us know. We'll send over the package link, and then we will see you guys on our next session. Hope everybody has a great day, and thank you for attending, guys.